Martinez. How are you?
Doing good, man. Real good, real good. Just finished up some solid sparring rounds right now, so feel great.
How was it?
It was great, man. Thankfully, I had my cousin Ricky Simone come to town and was able to finish out camp with a little bit of work with him, so feel good, man. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. So, I mean, you're almost a week out.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Good, solid. Getting my weight down was never really an issue because my weight never came back after getting a little sick in London. Everything feels sharp. Cardio feels good. I feel strong. Like, kind of checked all the areas I need to check. Yeah, like eight or 9 days, depending on how we want to count it, and then it's go time.
Before we talk about this fight, man, I want to talk about London. So, you get the call, short notice, fly out there. Were you sick already going over there? And when you didn't get cleared, what were the emotions like?
So I don't know if it was something on the flight or if the weight cut, because I had already started dropping weight, like, because it was short notice. I don't know what it was. As soon as I got there, like, I noticed everything was really cold, and I just got off the plane. I was like, man, England's fucking cold. Well, this is fucking terrible. So, anyways, we get to the hotel. I check in and everything. The flight was long and terrible. Check-in process took forever. Went and kind of like poker face through all my media stuff, and then got back to my room, and I was still freezing, and I was wearing a big winter coat. I was like, I don't know what's going. I was like, I'm gonna hop in the hot shower. So I took a hot shower, couldn't warm up. Took a hot bath, I couldn't warm up. And then after about an hour, I got out, and I was like, man, I'm still cold. And then body started feeling real weak, and I was like, I think I'm getting sick. I was like, are you shitting me? And then I was like, whatever. I kind of just toughed it out that day, and I went and had PT the next morning, and Heather with the PI was there, and she saw me, and she's like, you all right? And I was like, I don't know, I'm all right, whatever. I don't feel too good. And then she took my temperature, it was 101 or something, and then gave me some fever reducer, and she's like, I gotta let the doctor know kind of where you're at right now, because we're not supposed to let you cut weight like this. Basically, it's a big deal to cut weight, I guess, while you got a fever, I don't know. And then I was like, well, let's give it a day, we'll see. So I gave John a heads up, I gave my manager a heads up and everything, and then the next day I woke up, it felt even worse. I woke up, my sheets were soaked because I was sweating all night. It was real bizarre. I don't know, it was the first time something like that's happened. And then of course Heather checks on me, and sure enough the temperature is exactly the same, and she's like, yeah, I gotta let the doctor know. She let the doctor know, doctor called me, he's like, yeah, we can't allow you to fight after this. So, yeah, I was like, well, fuck. So I just sat around the hotel room for 6 days waiting to get cleared to even come home. Yeah.
Wow,
they wouldn't clear me to flight. Yeah, they're like, well, we can't let you fight, or we can't let you take your flight home. And then I took like 3 COVID tests because that's kind of what they thought it was at first, and those all came back negative, so I was good there. But man, I had positive COVID tests before, and that was way worse. Whatever that flu, whatever I got over there was way worse. Kicked my ass. My weight, like I said, still hasn't even came back from that. Yeah, I've been hanging around under 150 since I got back.
Who flew over there with you?
Just my now fiance, Shino, actually. I was planning on. It was all short notice, so everything was kind of rushed. But I was planning on going over there, having a big fight, getting a big win, proposing to her afterwards, and yeah, and then couldn't do 2 of those things. So I don't know, to cap off what was kind of a crap trip, still went and did that. I made some reservations at a real nice restaurant and stuff. So it was kind of cool. She grew up in England, so it was kind of a big deal for me to be able to do that for her there. So she was super surprised. It's kind of cool.
You proposed, like, how's that feel?
Feels good, man. It was kind of, we both knew where we were anyways, and like, we ain't going anywhere, so, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know, I know she wanted a big ring. I think her parents wanted what the proposal, what the marriage is, more than kind of either one of us and stuff, but no, it's cool, man. See her face light up and everything, and I don't know, something I kind of didn't think I would ever do, especially that way. So it's kind of a cool, special moment that I'm kind of proud of.
So, you get that special moment. Now, the flight home, I mean, it's a long flight home. Were you just bummed the whole time?
Oh, the whole time. I was bummed for 2, I was back to training like 3 days after, but still another week beyond that, I was still bummed out. I was still super frustrated. And then to see homegirl Nathaniel Wood on Twitter having to pop off, and which is, I get frustrated with that because it's sideways from the conversation that I had directly with him. I don't know and then when I call him out on that, he's trying to backpedal and say he's just trying to rebook a fight. I'm like, cool, so let's rebook it, and then now he's moving weight classes, so whatever, dude, I don't care. God. That I was hoping I still like that matchup. Maybe when he realizes he's not wasn't a big 35er, it's not gonna be a big 45er. When he realizes how small he is, I'll play Grim Reaper, welcoming him back to the gates of 35. So,
Damn,
yeah, it's
dude.
interesting.
Well, I mean, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that whole London trip, man.
Yeah.
So you get rebooked with Jonathan Martinez, and this is a banger. Banger of a fight. First of all, what do you think of him as an opponent?
If you watch any of his fights or go back and watch them, you always see my tweets pop up when he fights. I'm always giving the dude props. I think he's dope and been dope for a while. I mean, we both fought on the Sacramento card. That's where I first met him. I was like, I like that dude. He's cool. Of course, another guy that I know that I'm like, oh, cool. I guess I gotta fight him too. Whatever. Yeah, I think he's solid. He's a pretty slick like Muay Thai striker. Don't see much ground stuff from him because his takedown defense is pretty solid. So like he does enough for himself to win fights his way and stuff. I think we match up. We're both on 2-fight streak right now, so we're both kind of both in a good position. Looking to capitalize on that. It's a good opponent. I think probably a more exciting. I don't want to say more exciting. More exciting for different ways than the Nathaniel Wood fight. So it seems like everywhere I look, there's a good fight. So I'm like, fucking let's go.
I mean, the bantamweight division is by far the best division in all of MMA.
I agree.
So you're fighting Factory X again.
Yep.
Chris Gutierrez. Do you think they're going to try and go with low kicks again? And do you see this as kind of getting revenge for Chris Gutierrez fight?
The only time I'll really look at revenge is when I get my hands on Gutierrez again. Until then, it's a step in that direction. It's another opportunity at Apex as well to fight one of their guys who's probably going to have the same sort of game plan. I'll be the first to kind of admit that I maybe wasn't physically as ready as I should have been for that first fight, but with COVID stuff, we take the opportunities as they come. And I would take that 10 times. Knowing the outcome, I would still take it again. That's just how I am. But I've done everything in my power to make sure that's not going down again. So if they're expecting that same fight, that's a mistake on their end. I don't think they are. They seem to have a good head on their shoulders as far as like their head coach and stuff. I still think they have a hole that they can expose. I plan to give them a rude awakening.
At the end of the day, next Saturday, how do you get your hand raised?
I see myself hurting him. I'll be the first person in the UFC to sub him. Is how I see it. I hurt him on the feet. He goes down. He's looking to climb back up, and I catch him with something.
And I just wanted to quickly talk about that Luis Smolka because he's fighting this weekend. But I mean, such a great knockout.
Thank you.
And I've only talked to you a little bit since then. I guess just kind of go back, get your first great real knockout in the UFC. I mean, how did that feel?
It felt good for what it was, but as soon as my mind was really stuck on the fact it was Smolka, and I like Smolka, and I'm like, yeah, damn, know what I mean? Like, shit. And I remember thinking too, as I hit him and he went down, I was like, oh, please just kind of be out, like, so I did hit you again. And he showed a little bit of life, and I was like, oh, damn it. Like, just little quick ones, dude. Like, ref, get in here. Like, but it was great to get a moment like that in the UFC, because I think that's just the beginning of what I really want to show that I can do in the division and in the sport, really. So. And
I think that fight kind of opened up the fans' eyes that like you're a finisher. You
absolutely.
You go out there and knock people out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a little bit of. From where I was mentally when I first got into the UFC to where I'm at now, I think back then I played a little bit of role in giving too much respect to what the UFC may or may not mean, right? I was literally talking to my cousin about this. Sometimes, for what it is, we can carry extra weight because of that versus solely respecting it for what it is. And I was just doing too much with the name UFC and stuff like that. So I'm going out there and I'm fighting. That's kind of all there is to it now. And I plan to put on many more finishes of that nature.
And then last year, you were close to getting cut on that skid, and now you're on a 2-fight winning streak. Kind of just talk about the change of mindset and How does it feel not knowing that you're not going to get cut?
Man, compared to the place I was at the beginning of last year, it's entirely different because I was also coming off that Achilles tear and a loss via leg kicks. So cool, I'm one of the 3 or whatever it is in the UFC. So like, man, I was like in a very down sort of pressure-filled place. But pressure makes diamonds, right? I mean, there's a reason that saying's there, and I wouldn't be me if I gave up on that. I started out my martial arts wrestling career losing every match as a freshman on to becoming a state champ. I know that's not there yet, but like that's a lot of growth in a short amount of time. So I just plan to keep that. That's me. That's who I am. So I'm showing that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, man.
Of course.
You want to plug your social media, plug any sponsors you got? You want to thank anybody? The floor is yours.
Giant thank you to my management team. Really, that's a big one. They literally kept me in the show, right? When we were just talking about potentially getting cut, got me the opportunity to be where I'm at now, and I really don't want to let them down like that. And hit me up on all my socials. It's all at Vendetta135. On my TikToks, I'll be doing Vimbedids again, so you get a little behind the scenes of like fight week stuff. Next week, oh man, I should get started on this. Yeah, those will be dope. Hit me up on there. Stay tuned. I think we're in for a banger of a fight.